I'm going to talk about the Tudor era today. It all started with the Wars of the Roses and ended with the Stuarts, which I am not talking about today, so get that thought out of your head. Henry VII and Richard III had a war. Henry VII won and Richard III's bones were found much later on in a car park. I would not like my bones in a car park. I'd like them in a grave or in ashes or made into jewellery. After Henry VII kicked the bucket, he passed the crown to Henry, who became Henry VIII. He was a really mean man because he killed two of his wives. He hated the Scots, the French, and quite a lot of other countries. They say Anne Boleyn was a witch because she had 6 fingers on one hand, but really the last one was just a very, very big wart. I wouldn't like to have a wart on my hand. If it was like really big, I'd have it operation or something. If it was just like a tiny one, it'd probably be fine. Anne Boleyn had a daughter called Elizabeth, but Henry didn't want any girls, so he chopped Anne Boleyn's head off. Okay, so you're getting your head chopped off at that time with the 100 other people that are getting their heads chopped off today, and then 100 people tomorrow, and then 100 people the day after. There'd probably be heads like everywhere. They'd probably just chuck it all in a pit, which would be like a swimming pool made out of heads. Or that'd probably be weird if they used the blood of the bodies and made a swimming pool. Imagine if you went on holiday and there'd just be a big swimming pool of blood. Imagine if you got blood in your mouth and you were like, that's not my blood. Horrible. Henry got married to his 5th wife, who was not much of a woman because she was 19. She was Catherine Howard, who probably only stayed with Henry for a few months because she was cheating on him. She had a secret boyfriend, so she got her head chopped off. I think it's not very nice to be cheated on, but getting your head chopped off is way more unfair. After Henry VIII died, Edward VI became king at only the age of 9. He died when he was 16 because back then they wouldn't really know like what was poison. So I think they gave him asthma and some bread, and then that killed him. Finally, there was a girl in charge who was Mary I. I pretty much know the reason why no one else liked her. She killed loads of people to burning Protestants at the stake. When you would find out you're going to be burned, you'd probably faint or maybe even die of shock. She stayed on the throne for 5 years. After that, she died. Then it was Queen Elizabeth I. She used to try and make herself look really pale, and I think she sort of ruined her face. All the women liked the look of Queen Elizabeth, which is weird because she looked like Winnie from Hocus Pocus, who I think is pretty ugly. And did you know that they had to dye their hair red, and I think they used a wig, which is Sir Walter Raleigh got his head chopped off after Queen Elizabeth, but his wife kept it for years after. And imagine sitting next to Sir Walter Raleigh's head and you'd just be like, right, so what do you want to talk about? And then Sir Walter Raleigh's head would just be like this. And then you'd be like, okay, what about I Spy with My Little Lion? Your turn first. That would probably be pretty boring. That's pretty much the end of this video. Goodbye.